Go ahead.
My name is Mayor Roth. Before I start, I want to give out a fair warning and disclaimer. I will warn you, content here may be for a mature audience. You may want to apply earmuffs to your youngsters at times. Viewer, listener discretion is advised. Watch out for sarcasm. My opinions are my own. They should be accepted with a grain of salt. These words are provided as is, and I will take no responsibility of any possible physical, emotional, or mental damage. So Mrs. Fogelman, lay off the booze and try not to fall off and laugh. All material is 100% original, copyright Mayor Roth. Due to my rather analytical, pessimistic, technical, and plain weird nature of my mind, the humor and the hints and the innuendo may be hard to follow. Therefore, sarcasm and highly obscene humorous remarks are rather popular. And last but not least, as per the request of the new hippie couple, no animals were harmed in the making of this film. In the recent Parsha, Yitzchak was meant to be offered as a sacrifice in the name of God. In this speech, our Yosef Yitzchak gets slaughtered, aka roasted in the name of Mayor Roth. Sorry. You'll need it, Sean. I start by saying Mazel Tov to both Roth, Roast, Fogelman, and Levin families. This wedding is the marriage of two eldest children of their families. A marriage we waited way too long for. The way life was looking, I was expecting this event to be paid for by Social Security distribution, translating to our tax dollar contributions. That's probably more legitimate than some woman in Crown Heights swiping her food stamp card, but thank God for the 2-diamond carat ring. It makes swiping down motion less stressful on her wrists. There's been a lot of controversy over the subject matter, so I just want to set the record straight. Many want to know who is behind us, who is involved, and who's to be recognized in this matrimony. One candidate mentioned was Levi Garbos. This is a rumor and not true. Although he is much older and looks like he is walking around still high from the 1960s, this is not the reason to eliminate him. The other person to be considered a responsible party is none other than Gidon Fine. Did he show up?
Your partner?
He didn't show up? It's probably better.
His lover. His lover, look at you.
If there was a perfect candidate, it would be him, even though there probably are another half a dozen other people who want a piece of this action. However, I'm here to open your eyes. I'll tell you, this is bad about what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
However, I'm here to open your eyes and tell the truth. Everyone is trying to tag along the celebrity marriage of Yossi and Rivka for publicity. But I am here and happy to admit this to all of you today, here at the Sheva Brachas today, that I, Shimon Roth, am not gay. Okay. That is weird.
It's so funny, everyone laughs.
That is weird. I must have mixed up the speeches over here. That's so embarrassing. In regards to this, I should admit Gidon was behind me. Okay, that came out wrong. I meant I was behind Gidon. Okay, I should have stopped once I got head. Okay, now I'm just mixing everything up. I meant I should have stopped once I'm ahead. And in regards to... I'm warning you. In regards to Levi Garbos driving me to and from school in junior high, he did it because it was convenient for him. To clarify that statement, I mean he told me he worked nearby. Granted, he lived in the back house and offered me to play with his organ. I mean banjo. He told me he felt indebted to my father. And he would conclude that giving me sensual back massages was the only way he could feel like he's giving back to my father what he owed him.
Who's this guy?
No further questions, Your Honor. Back to Yossi, as Beryl Weiss calls him, Yussel. Up until last night, Yossi was my buffer and I was his cowboy. And there will be no Brokeback Mountain jokes said. I'm not making that statement, so you won't hear any. Even though I'll miss calling Yossi Bucker, I'm happy he is finally a man. This title took Yossi 32 years of abstinence to achieve. And Sheva, we're not talking about alcohol. Personal family joke. Yossi, for this accomplishment, you did indeed receive one heck of a priceless prize. a wife of wordless description. You would think a woman of 4'11" stature would be describable in merely a few words, but not Rivka. The great qualities are endless, but I'm not here to compliment. Sorry, not my job. Back to the man title. Although the 40-year-old movie, I had to bleep that one out. Although the 40-year-old movie didn't say based on a true story, we know Yossi is still collecting royalties off that movie. And Maya and Mendy don't bicker at that comment. You weren't too far behind. What do you mean they weren't Shomer Negiah? Whatever it is, just don't tell Shkadia. Alright, it's good I'm not being thrown in the pool. That happened last year, I was checked in the pool.
We'll wait till after you. Lock the door, throw the key away.
It's cold outside. Catch them all. Alright, where did I leave off?
Shkadia, you left it out. Sorry, Shkadia.
Yossi is very picky. He's picky in the office, while driving. When you talk to him on the phone, you can hear by his nasal voice that he's probably being picky at that moment. I really can't complain at Yossi's persistence of being picky, for it has led to him to find number one. Who cares if all of his nephews and nieces' nose picking can be traced to him? What's important is you pick Mrs. Worcester. I think that's how it's pronounced. Part of my pronunciation, my mother is Ukrainian.
I'm sorry, they're talking here. Say it again, the last sentence.
Carpathian.
Okay. I really can't complain of Yossi's persistence of being picky, for it has led you to find number one. Who cares if all your nephews and nieces' nose picking can be traced to you? What's important is you pick Mrs. Worcester. Part of my pronunciation, my mother's Ukrainian. It's pronounced Worcester. Alright, it's not funny, you have to explain it. About Rivka, everyone I met only had amazing things to say about her, and obviously that is excluding anyone who didn't see her due to some saying that she is vertically challenged, as George Carlin would say. I need another drink.
He needs the alcohol, so when he goes in the pool, he's gonna be warm.
I could talk about how Rivka and my mother have so much in common, but why scare Yossi? Just got married. And I wouldn't want to talk about my mother because I didn't think this event is the appropriate place to talk about socialism and birth control. Or the lack of.
6
My mother
months.
used to, all right, I still have 2 more pages. My mother used to be the butt of all my jokes. Now I just stare at Connie Lisbeth and forget about all my trouble upbringing. But don't worry, it's under her father's supervision. KSA. There's some truth to that.